Dig it! Welcome to Hardheaded Podcast. We're excited that you've joined us as we have a conversation.
It's time to join the conversation.
All right, folks, ladies and gentlemen, we are glad to have you back on the Hardheaded Podcast. I'm your host, Chet Sears. To my left, I've got Troy. 3-shot Trussell. To my right, it's 3-shot because it's fall. Fall is hunting season. Hunting season means you're shooting 3 times.
That's right. Boom, boom, boom.
To my right, I've got Matt, the Marine, Sergeant Amos.
The Marine, not to be confused with John Cena.
Okay. Is that a movie?
Organic Highway.
Okay.
You can't see me.
All right. Well, he's to my right. And we've got a great show for you today. Troy's going to give us what's on his mind. After that, we're going to roll into the top 3 football coaches. Top 3 football coaches. We are in the midst of football season. Actually, it's coming to an end if you're into high school football. And then we are going to go to Matt for a good word. So, Troy, tell us what's on your mind.
What's been on my mind? So, 10 years ago, no, longer than that. 13 years ago was the last time I played in a fantasy football league.
No way.
Way.
Why?
Because
you had a gambling problem.
No, I didn't. That was like way before that.
Okay.
Jeez, bringing up my past.
Why would you?
Gracious.
Fantasy football could be a lot of fun.
Well, because I moved from Shreveport to Kansas.
Yeah.
Didn't know anybody up here. Our old internet.
Because you can't play fantasy football if you're in a different town than somebody
Well,
else.
we did, but the group I used to play with. I can't talk with this.
No, you can't. Thank you for doing
I thought
that.
you were drunk there for a little bit, slurring your speech.
Sorry, I had a mint in my mouth, folks. I had to get rid of that.
Thank you.
You got something.
Yeah, you want it, Matt? I'll give
You want my mint?
Okay.
You're not talking much right now. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, where was I? Yeah, the group that I used to do the league with, we did it for, gosh, I don't know how many years, 15 years or so together, all the same 10 guys.
Yeah.
Well, I moved up here, and I think we did it one more year, and then it just kind of fizzled. Because we used to all get together. We had this big draft party. God bless you. It was just a fun time. Well, at the beginning of the football season this year, in August, I got a text from the guy that used to head that up.
Yeah.
And
we're getting the team back together.
He got the band back together, baby.
Yeah.
Now it's only 3 out of the 10 original, or actually 4 out of the 10 original players, but there's 6 other guys. One of them is a guy I brought on, actually a friend of mine from here. But it's just been a lot of fun to get back into playing on fantasy football. So I did that league, and then I ended up getting in another league with some old college buddies and my friend Meanie, probably the guy, oldest friend I have, got me into that group, but it was with a bunch of guys I went to college with too. So it's been a lot of fun reconnecting with old friends and just trash talking, man, every week. Because for me, the most fun about the fantasy football is the trash talk each week on the player that you're playing.
Yeah.
So my question for you guys is, when's the last time you played, or are you playing right now?
Play what?
Fantasy football.
Oh, no.
Matt checks out.
Have you ever played fantasy football? Ever?
No.
Have you ever played fantasy soccer?
Nope.
Okay. Well,
do you know how you play?
I mean, I get the gist of it, but it's just something that never interested me, I guess.
Yeah. What about you, Chet?
I played very few of the fantasy anythings. In fact, I've only played. I did like the March Madness bracket at work. 20 years ago, long time ago.
Oh wow!
First time I ever did it, and I won. And I'm like, I'm never doing this again.
Beginner's
I'll never
luck.
win again.
Yeah,
you know. So, but then fantasy football I've done a couple times, and so much so that we had a family fantasy football league with us and the Parkers. All the kids and wives and everything were in it.
Oh wow, that's fun.
I had to get Ashley's login and do everything for her, and she would beat me typically.
That's no fun.
I know it's crazy, but so that was fun, but it kind of fizzled out. I was the commissioner, and I don't know. I just didn't re-up it 1 year. I think 2 years ago, and then we haven't done it since. But all the kids have gotten in their own fantasy leagues with their friends and all that kind of stuff. So they're still doing it, but I'm just like, it's not that big a deal.
So would y'all pony up on the family side? What?
No money, no nothing. Just bragging rights.
Just bragging rights.
Yeah. And then before that, we did a college pick'em with a bunch of my college friends. So the top 20, we'd pick the top 25 college. If you were in the top 25 and had a game, we'd pick based on the spread. It's just, win, lose kind of thing.
Yeah.
I had fun with that. Never won that either. The hardest part about the whole thing is coming up with your fantasy football team's name. That was like the most creative, fun thing to do. And after that, it was just, I sucked. I probably sucked at the names too. I can't remember any of them are, but anyway.
You want to know what my team names are this year?
Matt does.
No, he doesn't.
I'm super excited.
He could care less.
Yeah, more than one team?
I got 2 teams. Yeah.
Okay.
Were you not listening earlier?
I checked out during that
He's got
part.
the league with all of his buddies from high school and then all the dudes or college. And then,
I thought they were all in the same league.
Then you got another
sad.
one.
2 different leagues.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was listening.
Well, tell
I just
me.
don't care.
Yeah.
It's like when I talk about soccer, you just
Check out when y'all make jokes.
or high school football.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's football, man. I thought you'd be checked in, but it's definitely not high school. So, one team name is Kreft Sucks.
Kraft?
Kraft.
Like mac and cheese?
Kreft.
Who's Kraft?
It's a name.
Is that one of
So-
the other guys in the league?
No, these are a bunch of my college buddies.
Uh-huh.
Back in college, I was nicknamed Kreft because
You were nicknamed Kraft.
yeah, and I hated it. And it's because like me and this guy Kreft, Stephen Kreft, we got in a altercation one night.
Yeah?
Got in a little match. We were not in our right mind,
Okay.
I will
You
say.
were drunk. Okay.
So it was pretty stupid
Or
little
high, one or two.
little skirmish there.
Meth.
And yeah, my buddy was like called us both Kreft, and it just stuck. And so I hated it for forever.
Yeah.
So that's one team name. There's a lot that goes with that. We won't get into
All right.
the rest
All right.
of that.
So it went so bad that you got the name of the person you had the altercation with.
Yeah.
Can't get much worse than that.
Yeah, it was bad. And
Shocking.
That was the rest of my. That was the.
That's like
yeah.
Matt coming back from Afghanistan with the nickname Al Qaeda.
Or legs.
You didn't get IED. You didn't get in an altercation with legs. You got in your head.
I got my legs got in an altercation with themselves.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
With a pressure plate.
That would be my name, PP. Pressure plate,
Oh, okay.
PP.
I got you.
Like it.
I know you do.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. Well, I was
That's
called
awesome.
TT a lot growing up.
So are you winning in your league right now?
Look at him. No.
No, I'm tied.
Who's your defense?
Well, one league has IDPs,
I don't know what that is.
individual defensive players.
Oh, that's a new thing. I didn't.
It's not a new thing.
It's been around for a long time.
Been around for a
You have
very long
Parsons?
time. I don't think so.
No.
No.
You know what?
But I do have San Francisco 49ers.
You ought to have, you ought to
on
have
the other one.
Demarius Davis from the New Orleans Saints.
I should,
Yeah.
but he's already taken.
Okay.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I got a even record. So 50%.
That's bad.
Yeah, it's pretty terrible.
So do you do do trades and
Yeah, you can do trades, you can drop
So
players
how
for
do you
your
guys
roster.
select who's going to pick first? Is it the winner from last year?
no,
In
it's
your draft?
Should be the loser from last year.
no, it's calculated and it just automatically the system does it all.
Tells you who's going to pick first.
Yeah. It randomly picks them, which is pretty
And
cool.
so in this, do you have a salary?
No, not in these. You
So
just have
you don't have
set-
a cap. You don't have a cap of
No, there are some that are salary based where you can have a salary cap to where you can't go over spending that much, but not in these 2 leagues that I'm in. It's
Gotcha.
just you fill your roster and you go through the draft and fill your roster.
Okay.
Yeah. It's been a lot of fun, though.
Yeah.
Been watching a lot of football. Hey, what's your favorite football broadcast to watch?
None of them. I'm not a fan.
You don't watch any of it?
I don't know. I don't like. There's no. I'm so happy Tony Romo's calling this game. Like, there's nobody I could name.
I completely agree. Until the Mannings started doing Monday Night Football.
No, that's not even cool. Nope. I watched that. I watched that the night that Rodgers got hurt. What I did not enjoy it.
Why not?
Because they were talking over themselves while like important things were going on.
Oh, see, I'd rather have that than have like the actual broadcast.
Here's what I found to be the best in it. Back when I was doing the ESPN, when I wasn't paying for anything, and I could somehow get ESPN Plus before you had to pay for it, and I'd screen share it to my TV. But all you could screen share without a subscription to like Cox or whatever was it had 2 channels. So if let's just say I'm watching LSU Alabama, there was an Alabama channel and an LSU channel, and you got to see they had 3 pictures on your screen. A picture of what everybody that's watching ESPN was seeing. Excuse me, and then a screen of the coach. So if I'm watching the LSU channel, it's what everybody sees on ESPN, and then the LSU head coach, and then the best player on the field for LSU at that time had a camera following them the whole time. So if it was on defense, it was the best defensive player. If it was on offense, it's typically the quarterback. Excuse me. And is one of these your waters?
No.
Okay. Well, and then the audio was the LSU broadcast.
Oh, that's nice.
The radio broadcast. So it was the local radio people. And so then if you switch it over to the other channel, is the Alabama head coach and then Alabama best player and then what everybody's seen. But then the audio of the Alabama radio. And those guys know their team. It's not like they read some notes of the week, studying up and whatever else. They know the players. They know everything that's going on. They talk about what happened last week. It's just so much better. I only found that in college, and so that's what I'm a fan of. How about you, man? You don't watch football. Do you watch the Chiefs?
I do.
He fell asleep and he's breathing into the mic there.
I watch the Chiefs, and my favorite broadcast is on My Country 100.5 on Friday nights when I cannot attend an Andale High School football game. And they give you the play-by-play on the radio. And I also have a subscription to the National High School Football Network or whatever, so I can watch the games live on my phone. Because I care a lot more about
high school football
than I do.
So our listeners know, Andale is a town outside of Wichita to the northwest. It's the school district that your daughters go to, and their high school football team,
where I went to high school, my wife went to high school,
is dominating this decade in high school football. They haven't lost a game in 4 years.
I hadn't played anybody.
It's been 50, are we 53, 54 now?
So now on Friday nights, Matt and I text back and forth because I'm very interested to find out how quickly the JV team starts playing. And it's this year, it's still been in the first half when they put the JV in.
Pretty much.
Yeah, because it's like 59-0 with 2 minutes to go in the half, or just crazy
numbers.
They're not gimmicky. They just pound the ball. Like, it is running over people, and all you have to do is tackle, and they're not going to score 100 points.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
nobody could tackle these guys.
Well,
they're strong.
Well, they're strong, and everybody plays.
They hit their assignments. They
for
block
the team.
their people. Yeah.
Yep. It's not about one person. It's about the team and making the team the best it can be. And it's super impressive to watch.
Is there a documentary? They got to do a documentary about the team.
No. We like the stadium we're in. Nothing too impressive. We still play on grass. We try to remain humble in our success.
Grass is good, by the way. Aaron Rodgers.
It's way better for you than
Yep.
Have you seen that God Family Football documentary that came out this year?
No.
I haven't seen that yet with Russell Wilson.
No, it's a series about Josh Booty's kid from Evangel.
Yeah.
It's on the Evangel team.
Oh, okay. No, I hadn't seen it.
Yeah, and my wife went to that school, went to Evangel, so we've been watching it. It's really interesting. It's kind of cool how they go through the
booties.
Well, his last name's not Booty. His son's not. Yeah,
Split family?
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I think he's back in his life, but
Yeah.
yeah, grew up with his mom.
Interesting.
Yeah, but there were twins. She had twins, so it's the two brothers. One's quarterback, the other one's on the team as well.
Yeah.
And it kind of follows the quarterback he's the main one talking throughout the whole thing, and then the coach,
Yeah.
and then other influences around the team. But
Cool.
yeah, it's pretty interesting to watch. So
All right. Well, we're going to keep on the subject of football. We're going to take a break and come back and talk about our top 3 football coaches.
At Admiral's Pennant, our mission is to offer the latest and refined, high-quality masculine products and services to the modern gentleman, as well as provide him with the tools and products necessary to look, act, and feel confident in his appearance and social interactions. Check it out at admiralspennant.com. Without it, you might as well shave.
And we're back. Top 3 football coaches. Troy, what you got, man?
I'm not going first. It's
Matt, what you got, man?
Wow. Okay. Number 3, the old Barry Switzer.
Ooh, Switzer.
And, from his, time with OU, the Cowboys, all that, all well and good. But I've had the opportunity to meet Barry in person, and his status as a veteran from the Army, and the stuff that he's done to support veterans in transition and support veterans in their various projects since his exit from football, and some of the stuff that he's done to raise money for those individuals has been pretty impressive. So that's why he makes my my number 3. It probably should actually be number 1 just for his philanthropic work.
Yeah.
That he's done.
He was the coach at OU when I was born. I was born just down the road from Norman, where my dad was stationed in Midwest City, Oklahoma. And I was a rather large baby, and shocker. And the doc proclaimed when I came out of the womb, "Call Switzer. We've got a new linebacker." So
And you failed.
I almost played for Switzer, according to that story.
You failed Doc.
Yeah, I did. I did.
Number 2, of course, because I'm a huge Kansas City Chiefs fan, Andy Reid. The dude is just awesome. Like some of the stuff that he comes up with is just pretty darn incredible. And the players believe in him, and he's just had some really, really good success here in Kansas City, or up in Kansas City, I guess I should say. And then number 1, Dylan Schmidt, head coach for the Andale Indians.
I knew it.
Actually went to high school with Dylan. He was we graduated the same class.
No way! I didn't know that.
Yeah, so he was a pole vaulter. Football player, pole vaulter, but was had the school record for, and he still goes back and coaches the vaulters on that, because he was really, really good. And if I'm not mistaken, that's actually what he got the scholarship to college for, was pole vault. And his dad, at the time, I believe was the football coach. Or no, that was no, I'm wrong there. He was, anyway. History. I've been hitting the head too many times, but different guy. But watching him lead these guys, and I can't even imagine the immense amount of pressure that he's under.
Yeah.
Having the streak that he's had and the run that he's had. He's only lost, I believe, 2 or 4 total games in his run at Andale. because he coached at Wellington prior to.
So you think he's going to go somewhere?
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
He may. I mean, I wish him the best because he's an incredible coach. And, even our offensive coordinator, his son plays for KU. And I just happened to be at, we played
He plays basketball?
football.
KU has a football team?
They do. They're 3-0 actually right now.
Yeah.
As of the last time that I watched, they were 3-0.
Yeah.
But it was kind of funny because we had a cornhole tournament a couple weeks ago, and his dad was there, and that's the KU played Nevada, and so the game was on, and here we've got our offensive coordinator watching his son play college football for KU, and it's just a different element to watch somebody who understands the game at that level watch it's so fun to watch a game because he's calling out stuff like that you're not even paying attention to.
Right.
You're drawn to the ball where the ball's at, and he's like, what is this guy doing? What?
Yeah.
And you got to tackle, you got to get through there. Just he gets so passionate.
Yeah.
And that whole family's just an athletic family. He's got 3 kids that are in college sports on scholarships, but
wow,
really athletic family. As a matter of fact, his daughter is at Texas A&M, and she's a sophomore this year. Is it like the number 3 thrower in the country?
Wow.
For javelin. But anyway, Dylan Schmidt, he's got a good run. He's got a lot of pressure, but he's handling it pretty well. And he's just a super good dude.
That's cool. All right. Well, I'll go now if it's okay with you, Troy.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Well, good. I will start out with number 3, Dick Vermeil. Dick Vermeil. You know who I'm talking about?
I know the name. I don't.
Yeah, he was the coach at the Eagles, the Rams, and then the Chiefs. Super Bowl winning coach. One of the things I really like about him, and this kind of leans in my whole list here, is you may know a little bit about Vermeil if you watch the movie Invincible with Mark Wahlberg.
Oh, yeah.
About the walk-on that got he went to the tryouts and ended up getting on the team. So Vermeil was the guy that was like, hey, I'm going to I'm going to put him out there. We're going to play. I'm going to give him a shot. As at the Rams, he gave another guy a shot named Kurt Warner. Kurt Warner, who is older. So Patrick Mahomes has been in the NFL for 5 years now and won 2 Super Bowls, doing all this crazy great stuff. And Kurt Warner got his shot with the Rams when I think he was 29, like his first NFL season. So you talk about taking a shot on somebody, and he saw something in Kurt Warner coming out of the Iowa Barnstormers in Arena Football League, and naturally he just didn't give him. You got the starting job. It's like you have a chance to earn it, and very few NFL coaches would do that with Papali or whatever his name was, and then turned around and did it with Kurt Warner, and then he came to the Chiefs. So he's a coach that you can see cared about people and was successful. My number 2, Andy Reid, same. He's great at what he does, but he is not a transactional coach. So he is 100% like the crazy stuff those guys get to do on the field, that carousel, whatever play that they did.
Yeah.
He wants his players to be engaged. He wants them to contribute. He wants their ideas. He wants them to develop his people. I think he's fantastic for that. And he's a winner on top of that. And he's one of 6 coaches to have this many wins with 2 different teams. Just a phenomenal guy. Number 1, Bill Snyder, head coach of the
K-State.
Kansas State Wildcats up until 2018. He took a little hiatus in there at one point. But he took the worst college football program from the worst to a national contender who made 11 consecutive bowl games and had, 8 consecutive 10-win seasons. He turned it around, and I think that's phenomenal. And he did it in a way of just a noble, honorable way. Just the greatest guy an advocate for. If you just think about the university itself, he represents the entire university. So just kind of give you an idea, when he came on board, K-State had a 37% winning record. So there were 299 wins versus 510 losses in 93 years. So they stunk. They had the most losses of any Division 1A team at the time that he took over. The team had only been to one bowl game their entire existence up until the point he took. They never won a conference since 1934. Just unbelievable how bad they were. Sports Illustrated called Kansas State futility U and said that it was America's most hapless team. And then he took over, and they won one game. They had been three years without winning a game. They won one game his first season, 5 games his second season. He started building his team up through that. They changed the mascot from – they had this Willie the Wildcat little cartoonish character, and then after he was there and started dominating, they're like, we got to come up with the Power Cat because we're awesome now. We're not a cartoonish kind of team. Like, fundamentally changed everything that's there. So as great as he is on football and his record speaks for itself, he's one of a couple of active coaches that were inducted into the Hall of Fame before they retired. Like, this dude is worthy of the Hall of Fame. No matter what happens, he's still coaching, but we know that what he's done up to now has been fantastic. So, got a buddy of mine, Tim. You guys know Tim. All his kids have gone or are still going to K-State. One of his sons is a tremendous violin player and played at church on one Sunday, was invited to play some beautiful piece of music, and he accompanied some deal. And later that week, his son got a letter in the mail, a card from Bill Snyder that just said, I want to let you know that's the most beautiful violin playing I've ever heard. Thank you for sharing your gift with our church family or whatever, signed Bill Snyder. Like, what kind of a guy is that? Awesome. Just to share and encourage.
He's a coach.
Dude, a great coach. Great coach. So he's my number one football coach. Troy, with your permission, I'll turn it over to you.
Yeah, I'm ready now.
Okay. All right.
I couldn't think of one of the names. That's why.
Okay.
That's why I moved on.
You are utterly worthless.
That name was
Mora. You could use a coach.
Mora.
No, it wasn't.
You could
Playoffs.
Playoffs.
Anyway.
You could use a coach. Let's go.
I've got a coach.
Let's go.
All right, number 3.
You got this.
Bill Belichick.
Yeah, okay.
No arguing it.
The other is.
No, he's proven.
When I said
You don't have to like him.
When I said
I don't really like him. I've never cheered for him once.
When I said that Andy Reid was a relational coach, he wasn't transactional, I was thinking of Bill Belichick is a transactional coach.
I got another one for you. Number 2, Nick Saban.
Yep.
Very
Same.
transactional.
Yep. Also, he coached with Belichick. I don't know if you knew that.
Yes, I did know that.
Okay.
Saw the documentary.
I didn't know there was a documentary.
There's a documentary about them too.
I've just got some football knowledge up here.
Yeah.
I should be playing fantasy football.
You should be.
You should be. I did know it before I saw the documentary.
We should do a hard-headed fantasy league next year.
Yeah, we'll get some of our fans.
I don't
play with
wanna
us.
do it.
I really don't either, but I don't have time.
And then number 1, Tom Landry.
Oh,
Also
Landry.
very transactional.
Yep.
It's a way to win. I mean, that dude,
I
if you're
know.
producing, you're playing. If you're not, you get off my team.
Yep. All 3 of them. The only time I ever really cheered for one of these was when Nick Saban was head coach at LSU. But other than that,
I wore
always rooted against these guys.
If you go, maybe you don't, I don't know. The picture frame, 8x10 or whatever picture frame, where you had like your senior picture in the middle, and then you had every grade school picture in little circles around that one. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Was a way like you get your school picture every year. And
Right.
so they had this frame, and you could put your school picture in and you see how you grow over the years. And
Okay.
then when you graduate, you put your big. And from elementary, like kindergarten through middle school, Dallas Cowboys shirts in every one of my pictures. Except one year I wore a Walter Payton jersey. But yeah, apparently I was a huge Cowboys fan back in Landry's day.
Wow.
And it carried me through. He made the Cowboys America's team.
That's terrible. You just jumped on the bandwagon.
Yeah, when I was a kid. I mean,
When I was a
jumping
kid,
on a bandwagon. I'm
I
like
did
I was
not.
born into. I knew football greatness back then.
I had to watch him every weekend at my grandfather's house.
Yeah.
Because he loved him,
Yeah.
but I never once rooted for him.
You went to the game. You skipped.
I
family
always
Thanksgiving.
rooted for the Saints.
You skipped a family Thanksgiving.
And guess who I rooted for that day?
Who did they play?
The Denver Broncos.
And that's who you pulled for?
Yeah, because I hate the Cowgirls.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Troy's dad's mom, all she wanted, and the only thing she ever asked for is for all of her family to be at her house on Thanksgiving Day.
We talked about this.
She
on the
never knew.
podcast.
She
Dude
never
didn't
knew.
Go. He didn't go.
She never knew. I
He
wasn't
skipped to go to a Cowboys game.
there. She never knew. Y'all covered for me very
No,
well.
she knew. She knew. She brought it up, and then we told after half the day's over. Where's Troy? He's at the Cowboys game. Oh, as long as he's there, she was okay with it.
I must have been her favorite.
Yeah. No, she was just glad you're at the Cowboys game. I think that was the time that the pot caught on fire.
Yeah, I think so. 'Cause
Yeah,
I wasn't
I
there
could
for
tell you that whole story.
That's
I forget what episode that was, but you covered
Yeah,
that
it's hilarious. You need
because
to go back
that was your introduction to the family.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I listen. I'm not always zoned out.
Yeah. Not always.
Not always.
All right. Let's go with a good word, Matt.
All right, good word again today. I'm going to say is grace. Probably a month ago, maybe more now. Previous podcast, I brought up some people that I was proud of, and I think I'd like to kind of continue that tradition. Maybe once a month or something like that.
Okay. Look at you.
Man, I'm going to have to come up with a segment now.
But Chet's got what grinds his gears, basically.
No, it's
Stuff that he
things I
doesn't
don't
get.
I'm only doing it because that's what our fans want. I get so many text messages. Oh, you got to get this too. Oh, don't forget that.
Yeah. So, matter of fact, I had one for you.
Yeah, you could do it too. I don't own it.
Well, I know you don't own it, but
Yeah.
I had one to throw your way. Yeah. But anyway, and I'm not going to call out anybody in particular, even though I've got one person in mind. But we'll just
It's
put
like an unspoken prayer request.
kind of, okay, because I don't want to.
Dude.
I don't want to put anybody on the spot.
Let me tell you how
I hate it when you're sitting around and everybody's like, anybody got some prayer requests?
I got something so important right here. I
raise
can't
the hand.
even tell you. I can't even tell you how cool this person is.
Unspoken.
Yeah. Anyway.
But I'm thinking of somebody that who continued to fight when nothing in their life was going the right way. Like literally everything was against them, from divorce to raising a kid on their own, and pushing through all of that and coming out on the other side of it a better person. And I just want to make sure that one, I'm proud of that person for everything that they've done. But in addition to that, make sure that they're giving credit where credit is due. And so that comes out of 2 Corinthians 12, 9 through 10, which says, but he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, I will boast all the more gladly about my weaknesses so that Christ's power may rest on me. This is why, for Christ's sake, I delight in weakness and insults. And my stupid thing cut off. In hardships and persecutions and difficulties, for when I am weak, then I am strong. And so, when you're in those positions where you don't feel like there's any way out, or there's nothing left that you can do, that's saying, rely on God to get you out of it, and let him use, just like Chet with your good word, with the
Davis.
With Davis, he's letting that light, shine through him and his weakness. He's using his platform, saying, hey, I need help, I need prayer, and allowing his time of weakness to show God's glory, which is, he was using that platform exactly for that. And I think that that's a very good way to, what I'm trying to say there, but highlight God, God's ability to work through you.
I think a lot of people get hung up on, I don't like you're inviting a dinner guest over, right? And so if you're the recipient of an invitation to dinner, your next thing that you typically think is, what am I going to bring to the dinner? A bottle of wine, bread, whatever.
Right.
I'm going to offer something to you because of your invitation to me. And a lot of times people get hung up on, I have this invitation to follow Christ. I'm not good enough to bring anything. Like, I can't afford a nice bottle of wine to show up. So I'm just not going to go because I don't have anything to offer. In this verse, these verses are saying, you don't need to offer anything. My grace, the invitation is sufficient. My grace is sufficient. In your weakness, because you can't offer anything for me, there's strength. Just come. Don't think you have to bring anything with you.
Right.
Like, the fact that you can't is just a bigger display of my grace. Just come and follow me.
Well, hey, and that I guess that's kind of what I was getting at, because in those moments, I know that those people were like, I've got nothing left, and you see it in some posts and stuff like that. I just asking, crying out to God for help, and you read between the lines and you see that, and just make sure when you come out on the other side of that, do exactly what Davis did and give that credit where credit is due. Yeah,
and the fact that you finally admit that you don't have any, even if you thought you had something to offer, it's not worth anything.
It's a gift. There's nothing you can do for it.
Yep. Receive it.
His
and
grace
I think
is sufficient. That's what that means to me anyway.
And I think Troy talked about that too. Is it's a in one of his good words a while back. There's nothing you can do.
Right.
It's a gift.
Yeah.
It's just all you have to do is accept it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Fantastic. Grace, his grace is sufficient for you, and in your weakness, he is made strong. Awesome. Thanks for that good word. Anything else, Troy? You got anything?
I'm good, bro.
Can we close it out?
Hey,
with your permission.
Go to hardheaded.com and order a Don't Sauce My Meat t-shirt, please. They're awesome, and people are going to talk about it. And
5-star reviews.
They look great, man. They look really good. I appreciate
Good
that
deal.
logo. You did good.
Yeah, thanks.
All right. We'll talk to you later. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening to the Hardheaded Podcast. Don't forget to share this podcast with others to help us get the word out.
Also, if you haven't yet, please rate and review the show. This helps our podcast show up in other people's suggested shows that may or may not have listened to us before.
Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.